Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Andrea and you're very welcome to Beyond the Pink Door. So today I'm going to do like a March update and I am going to tell you what I have a few plans for April. I know we're about a third of the way into April, but yeah, I've loads of plans. So first of all, I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing. This is the Glasshouse Patterns Nemesia dress. I'll pop up a picture of it. It's in a lovely cotton jersey I got from Maeve's Dress Fabrics. I love the little sleeve detail on this one. So it feels quite almost summery these days. Weather-wise, very cloudy today, but I think this is a nice sort of transitional dress. I haven't worn this since Christmas, and I know that because I found some pine needles in the pockets. So it has been washed, but the pine needles survived. That's a funny one. So I've done my March plans and I've done a little March update. So this is like an update of the update. So I finished the two cardigans. This is the Charlotte cardigan from Jolly, and I finished it in that I put the snap fasteners in it. Now these have been like a little world changer for me. I'm going to do a little video on how to put them in because they're really simple. And I finished my Lulu cardigan from Pattern Scout, and I love this cardigan, really love this. Love the little flounce on the end of it. And again, I put in the little snap fasteners in it as well. So yeah, I'll pop a little video at the end of this video. So I'm actually filming on my camera today. I bought a camera about a year ago and yeah, didn't quite get to grips with it. It's the Olympus Pen. I absolutely love it. I've always loved having a camera. And then of course we get so spoiled with the iPhone cameras because they're so amazing. So I took the camera out recently. It's a lovely little camera, and it is like, the vlogger's camera. I'll put up a picture of it. It's got a flip down screen as opposed to a flip up screen, which makes it impossible to put on a tripod because obviously the screw for the tripod is in front of the screen. Yeah, it's a lovely camera if you want to go like, I suppose, mobile blogging or vlogging because it's so light, but it doesn't really work in this instance. But I came up with a little plan, and my brother, God bless him, made me a little adapter on a 3D printer, and it worked. So now I'm on my camera. Now the little screen is much smaller than my phone camera, but I think I'm in focus and I think I have the lighting right. So yeah, hopefully when I watch the video back, it'll be watchable. So it's one of my most exciting makes in March was my jeans. I actually can't believe that I made jeans and they fit. I will be totally honest, I went into making these jeans totally negative Nora. My daughter gave out to me, she said, think positively, they might fit. And I was going, no, they won't fit. I'm just making them because I've been dying to make jeans. I've had the pattern printed for months. They've been sitting there. I've got denim, but today is a day of research. They're not going to fit at all. So I lay out my fabric, I lay out my pattern, and I got about 6 pairs of jeans that I kind of like. I like one part of one part of another, and I laid them out on top of the pattern, and they kind of matched up. So I thought, what have I to lose? Let's just go for it. So I really enjoyed the construction of them. I've never made jeans. I'm afraid to use my domestic sewing machine on anything heavy because it really just doesn't like it. So I have an industrial machine. It has a walking foot. It's very tough. It will sew over an inch thick of fabric without any bother. So I thought, well, I have an industrial sewing machine, that's what I'm going to do. Now it has a massive foot because it's a walking foot, and it doesn't have the possibility of putting a zipper foot on it. So doing the fly front, I had to stitch as close as I possibly could, and it actually turned out really well. So this is the fly front, oops, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I haven't done a fly front in absolute years. These are the Megan Nielsen Ash jeans, so they're for stretch. This is a denim that I have in my stash. I have no idea where I bought this from, I just cannot remember. But it's got a lovely stretch to it. But it's quite, I don't like the feel of it. It's a little bit like rough. Maybe after a couple of washes it'll actually soften out. But as I say, these were my research pair of jeans. They weren't going to fit. And yeah, so can you imagine how amazed I was when I got to the point where I could actually try them on? And they fit. Now they're not perfect, but they're far from unwearable. They're very comfortable. The waistband measured up to exactly my favourite pair of jeans, so that was good. The entire construction of them was really, really, really straightforward. I just followed the instructions to the letter and they worked out beautifully. I put a fabric on the inside. Now, for some reason, this got a little bit twisted. I've no idea what happened. I didn't put interfacing on it. Maybe that was the problem. And I simply didn't put interfacing on it because I thought they're not going to fit. I don't want to waste interfacing. I mean, that's how much I thought these are just not going to fit. So I used this lovely leftover viscose that I got from Crafty Studio for the pockets and for the inside of the waistband because I just like a nice soft waistband. So they're really cute inside. I didn't do any top stitching on the pockets on the back. And I know I've read loads about, you know, getting the pocket placement correct on the back, you know, to look the nicest that it can. But I just put on the pockets exactly where it said on the pattern. And yeah, I think they're lovely. I took in the fabric around the knee. I just thought that was too like gathered, so I took it in from the knee down and I shortened them up a little bit. But yeah, they're completely wearable. They feel quite high-waisted on me, and funnily enough, they feel high-waisted, but I also feel like I need to pull them up that little bit more. I feel they sort of slip down. So I'm going to make another pair, and I'm going to take about an inch out of the rise. So I was speaking to Michelle from Menlo Makes. We chat back and forth on Instagram occasionally, and she sent me denim that she had in her stash, which I thought was really, really kind of her. So I'm going to make another pair. I'm trying to find it here. Actually, I see it here on the floor. So yeah, she sent me, I think it's 3 meters of this lovely indigo denim. It's all pre-washed, smells beautiful, and has a lovely, lovely stretch to it. So I'm going to use that next on another pair, so I can't wait. I feel once I take that inch out of the rise, they're going to be a really lovely fit. But yesterday I took advantage of the Sew Over It pattern, or Sew Over It sale. They have 25% off all their patterns at the moment, and I have been really, really loving the Audrey top. I watched the sew along. If you haven't watched the Sew Over It sew alongs on YouTube, you've really missed out. Lisa's done one every day for the last is it 2 weeks? I don't know how she does it. I really don't know how she does it. But she did a sew along to the Audrey top, and I really loved it. So I'm going to make one of those. I have my pattern printed off, just have to stick it all together. I'm going to make the one with the little bow because I love a little bow and I love a little knot. I'm going to make the 3/4 length sleeve one, and I have a gorgeous fabric. I got this fabric from Anne-Marie in Crafty Studio, and it's got a lovely, lovely feel to it. I think it's got enough body for the top, so I think that's going to be really nice. Anne-Marie has this is the grey. She's also got like an ochre mustardy colour and a denimy blue, so that's a really, really gorgeous fabric. It has a lovely, really lovely soft feel to it. So that's going to be my Audrey. And what else am I going to make? I'm going to make a penny. I actually have a few Sew Over It dresses and things I want to make. So I was speaking to Sew Kathy last night on Instagram because, funnily enough, myself and Kathy seem to have very similar taste in patterns. So scrolling through Instagram last night, and I noticed that Kathy had recently made penny dress, an Audrey and a Clara. I'm having a look. I have a few little things written down. I'm not normally this organised, but I've just written a few things down today. And Kathy and I would be of similar size, so Kathy's a little bit taller. But what I love is that I can message Kathy and just ask her what size did she make, especially when I'm starting a new pattern. And Kathy will message me as well and ask me the same, which is absolutely great, because I find with the sew over it patterns, I measure to a 12 if I look at the pattern chart, but they end up too big, even though the finish measurements look like they're going to be too small. But if I messaged Kathy anyway just to reassure myself, and she said that she'd made a 10, so I thought that's brilliant, and she said they fit all really nicely with a 10, so I'm going to make a 10. So I'm going to make a 10 in the Audrey in that lovely grey fabric, and I'm going to make a penny from this fabric. Now I have this fabric for, I think it must be 2 or 3 years. It's a really lovely viscose. I think I have about 3 meters of it, but it's almost see-through. So I ordered a slip today on eBay. So I ordered like an ivory coloured slip, because I don't really want to line this, because it's really lovely and floaty, and it's really, really light. And I think it's going to be lovely in the little floaty skirt of the penny. But it's going to be practically see-through, which is not a good look. And I don't really want to line it. So I'm hoping that the slip is actually going to do the trick. The reason I say I'm going to try it out is I've never made it before. And I recently got this amazing fabric from Lamazi Fabrics. Now I follow Emily Holman Designs on Instagram, and I absolutely love her sewing and the way she does a collection each season of new clothes, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I admire them all. She's the most beautiful taste, and she's a lovely way of styling on her fabrics. And yeah, I'd love to have her wardrobe. It's quite dressy, and it's quite dressy uppy. I know that I wouldn't wear them. I would have a full wardrobe of them, but I wouldn't get to wear them. But I absolutely love looking at what she's up to. She does most beautiful seam finishes. She's fabulous doing her French seams and her bound seams, and the inside of her garments are as beautiful as the outside. So I'll put up a little link in the description box down below, and you can go and follow her as well. But in this collection, she has her pinnacle fabric, which is this. This is an art gallery print. It's a viscose challis. I had no idea what a viscose challis was, but I absolutely fell in love with the colours. Now Emily is in the US of A, and I looked everywhere for this fabric and could only find it in America. I didn't want to chance importing it, because you never know what's going to happen with the import charges. But a couple of weeks ago, Lamazi Fabrics popped up a picture of this, and I almost died on the spot. I ran to my computer and I straight away ordered 2.5 meters. I mean, it wasn't, I didn't even think about it. I just went and ordered it. They only had 14 meters, and I thought, I'm not going to actually wait, because if I miss out on this, I will actually die. So again, I almost died when it arrived as well. It is just so gorgeous. Now, it's incredibly light. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm trying to think of something that is going to be amazing in it. My first thoughts was to make a sew over Eve dress, because I really, 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 really love that dress. I mean, I can't say how many reallys or how many veries about that dress. I love that dress. I made 3 last year and love it. And I'm just thinking, will I make a penny dress this year for a change? I'm still between, I'm in the penny and the Eve camp, can't quite decide. I love the Eve sleeves, love the little floaty sleeves. That's the only thing that I'm slightly put off with the penny, is I don't think there's enough arm coverage. I'm quite conscious about my arms. So yeah, I'm going to try the penny dress out in the other fabric, and then make up my mind about this. But I have 2.5 meters of it, and it's just absolutely, I just love it, love it. So because I love it so much, I'm just afraid that I'm going to make something that I'm not going to love. So I'm sure we've all been in that situation. So I'm going to put it here. And the other sew over pattern that I want to use is the Clara top. Now I've had the Clara top printed out for possibly a year and I haven't made it, but I love the little pleated gathers here. I love the one that Kathy made, and I loved the one that Lisa made in the sew along as well. So I am thinking of making it in this fabric. Now I mentioned this in my last March makes as well. So I bought this in Quilt Yarn Stitch. It's really, really lovely. This is what I'm thinking of using. Now I'm also thinking of making a Valerie dress, a Forget Me Not pattern Valerie dress, because I love, you know how much I love the Valerie dress. And now that I found my piping cord, so I went looking for elastic during the week and I found the piping cord. So I'm very tempted to make a Valerie from this with some piping. It's kind of satiny. Well, no, actually it is. Well, it's ever so slightly satiny. And I think a little black piping around where the raglan sleeves are and on the edge of the pockets would be lovely. So again, I'm torn between Valerie or Clara for this. And then the other thing, now I'm looking at these fabrics that I'm showing you and there's no colour story going on here, unlike my last video. I have this lovely Ponte from Crafty Studio and I'm going to make another Harper cardigan out of that, because basically I have worn my 3 Harper cardigans so much in the last couple of weeks, and I think this colour would be a great addition to my wardrobe. So that's another make. And then the other fabric that I want to use as well is this gorgeous fabric I got from Maeve's. So this is a really lovely soft jersey sweatshirting. For some reason I only have a metre. I don't know why, but I only ordered obviously a metre. Now generally I order a metre and a half, so I don't know, I must have been having an off day that day, so I only have a metre of it. Now my daughter did really fall for this when it arrived, so it may turn into something for her. I think initially I had planned to make another Lulu cardigan with it, so we'll have to see. We'll just have to see what we can squeeze out of a metre. Generally I get a metre and a half, maybe a metre and a quarter to make my daughter a sweatshirt. Well, actually she makes them herself. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we can actually squeeze out of that. So that, I think that kind of ties up my April makes. I have loads of other fabrics, but we're so far into April, there's no point in me saying that I'm going to make them because I don't think it'll happen. That really is the roundup of my March makes, and it is my plans for, I suppose, the next 2 weeks going into April. So I hope the weather stays really nice for us as well, and we can stay in our dresses and we can get out into the garden. All my tulips are starting to come up now, it's really exciting, and we're cutting the grass. I have a little bit of painting jobs to do outside as well. So I'm trying to put this time to as much use as I can. I'm staying away from watching the news and things like that. I'm just looking at the updates, and we are just, using this time to do all the things that we wanted to do when we had time. So thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed before, please hit the subscribe. I'm almost at 500 subscribers. I'm thrilled. I know it's only a little number for a lot of people, but it's a big number for me. And it's not that the numbers matter, but it's just lovely to know that people are interested in following me. So until the next video, thanks for watching and goodbye. So these are the 4 little parts of the snap fasteners. So you have these 2, which are the backs or the front, and then you have 2 different like little receivers. So what you do is, oh sorry about the blaster, I had a fight with a rotary cutter during the week. That's why I stick to the scissors. So you decide where you're going to put it, and this little tool came with the kit I bought. Make a hole through, put this little one with the spike through, push it so the spike comes out like that, and then use one of these. This is the tool, and it has to go in here to be squeezed. So there's a little flat part here, and that's for the one with the spike. And it's a matter of put it through and give it a squeeze. And that's that one. And then you have to do the receiver. So the very same way, make the hole for the position, put the spike through, and then put the other one in. And again, get the tool. Gosh, I'm having a very awkward day. Give it a squeeze. And hey presto. Snap.